Hi guys, so today we're going to be doing a reading vlog. Today we will be reading Twisted Love. We won't be reading it. I will be reading it. Today I'll be reading Twisted Love and possibly Twisted Hate and the rest of the series, depending on how I feel after I finish this book. In terms of spoilers, I can't necessarily promise that it will be spoiler free, but I will try my best to keep them to a minimum, and I will also make sure to highlight any spoilers that I speak about so that you can skip over those parts if you are planning on reading this book or if you are currently reading it and don't want to spoil it for yourself. But let's get reading. So I'm only about 3 pages in. She is stranded in the rain because there are no buses and she can't find an Uber, and this is the quote that we are blessed with. I don't know why authors insist on punishing me with these kinds of moments in books, but I'm tired of it. So I'm on page 30, and what has happened so far is that Ava, the main character, her brother Josh, is moving to Central America for a year of medical studies or something, and her ex is bothering her. His name is Liam. So now his best friend Alex has to move into Josh's old apartment because him and Ava were neighbors, so that he can keep an eye on her for the year that Josh is in Central America. And Ava is not happy about it at all, but her brother won't budge, and Alex doesn't want to do it, but Josh is his best friend, so he's going to do it anyway. So I'm on page 47, about 16% of the way through. So far we've learned a little bit more about Alex. We've learned that he takes some kind of like martial arts self-defense kind of class, and he started when he was 16. And then basically what happened in this chapter was that he was trying to reach Ava and she wasn't responding. So he went to her house, got her friend Jules, who she lives with, to tell him where she was, and they went to her location, and she was apparently taking a boudoir photo shoot with a guy friend of hers, and Alex freaked out. He was so mad, he deleted all of the pictures, forced her to get dressed and leave. So she is pissed off with him to the 9th degree, and he is irritated with her, and it's been about 2 weeks that he's taking care of her, and he says he wants to strangle her. So it's pretty tense right now, their relationship, and also just kind of weird. So in the last 2 chapters, her and her friends basically decided to do this thing they call Operation Emotion. So they're gonna try and have Alex experience all the human emotions because they think he's like a psychopath. So him guessing angry during the boudoir shoot was anger, and then they're gonna try happiness, sadness, jealousy, disgust, whatever. And then she also had a nightmare of her drowning in a lake, crying for her mom to help her, and she's not, and she woke up like screaming, and she doesn't remember her childhood before the age of 9. So she kind of went into detail a little bit about how she has these nightmares really regularly, and she doesn't know if the nightmares are just nightmares or if they're actually memories from her childhood, but she just doesn't know that yet. So I just finished chapter 12, which puts me on page 98, and so far not much has really happened. They completed Operation Emotion. Nothing happened for happiness, sadness, or disgust, so she considers it failed. Her friend Jules did inform her that there's still jealousy left, but she doesn't really want to do that. I do think it's going to come back though, because her ex Liam showed up at the bar she was at with her friends, and he like pulled her aside and he starts guessing really handsy and angry and seems like a very bad guy right now. And I think it's going to come back in terms of jealousy. Like, I think something's going to happen with Alex. What's happened so far though is basically nothing. They've been hanging out, but that was mostly for Operation Emotion, so I don't really know what's going to happen now that it's over. So it's about 7 pages later. I'm on page 105, and things have changed. He now wants her, likes her, is fine with that. It kind of came out of nowhere a little bit, but we are given this little segment here that says, "She was mine, she just didn't know it yet. I hadn't known it myself until I saw her in Colton's arms, and every instinct raged at me to tear her away, to claim what belonged to me." So I guess technically Operation Emotion Jealousy is completed, but that did kind of come out of nowhere just a little bit, so I guess we'll see how this progresses. We're only on page 100 something, so I would be shocked if they already get together, but we'll see. So I am back with an update. I have officially reached the halfway point of the book, and they have gotten together. They are a couple. He's going to be going to Thanksgiving with her and her dad, and that's where they'll be telling him that they're a couple. Her friends already know, and then they'll be telling her brother when he comes back for Christmas. In terms of what has happened so far, I don't think the ex conflict has been resolved yet. They want us to believe that it has, like he kind of ruined him, but I don't think that it has. I think it's going to come back, and I think that's most likely going to be the third act conflict. And then in terms of Operation Emotion, that seems to have been thrown out the window, which is a little disappointing because I really enjoyed the idea of them doing the Operation Emotion throughout the book, so that is how they fall in love, and that is how his like cold ice heart cracks open for her. But that does not seem to be a thing anymore. If it comes back, I'll definitely let you guys know, but for now, that is the only interesting things that have really happened. It's mostly just been smut since the last update, so when something else interesting happens, I'll be back. So we finally have an update, and I can't say too much because this does revolve around a very large spoiler, but essentially she has night terrors, which are based off of memories rather than actual nightmares, and she had a memory of a very traumatic event in her life. However, she remembered a lot more than she usually does, so this will cause a massive shift in her relationship with another character, and then also in general I think this is just going to cause a shift in her character, so it is getting very interesting. Okay, but why did he turn into a Disney villain? So I'm on page 13 right now, and I have an update for the previous clips. Basically, the memories that she has implicated someone to have caused the trauma being fairly intense, quite a bit illegal. Spoiler warnings ahead of time. I'll still try and keep them as mild as possible, but skip if you don't want to get spoiled. Basically, they confronted the person who did terrible things to her. First, he tried to gaslight her, but then Alex was like, haha, I did a background check on you and I know that you're lying. So then the bad person just completely spills the beans, and so basically he turns into a Disney villain and goes into his little monologue explaining everything for no reason, really. And then Alex is like, well, joke's on you. This conversation's been recorded, and the FBI comes in and arrests him, and then Josh walks in and he punches the bad guy in the face, and it was a ton of stuff that happened in the last 3 chapters. And honestly, the pacing of this has me completely confused. I feel like this could have made up half of the book. We're only at 62% of the book, and things are happening like that, and it makes no sense. I'm sure there's still a lot more to uncover in terms of plot. We still don't really know Alex's super secret dark secrets. But I don't know. The pacing of this book is throwing me off. It's giving me whiplash. I am very confused. It's insane that her boyfriend lying to her is the worst possible thing that's happened in her life, considering what we know at this point at 70%. So I have a big update. basically, fairly early on in the book, we found out that Alex's family was murdered, and his entire life since then has been essentially playing Batman, but only for his family. He wants to enact revenge, he wants vengeance, he wants justice, whatever, whatever. But I'm on page 244, and we just found out who the killer is. And all I'm going to say is I am not surprised at all. It's a good plot twist, don't get me wrong. It's a very good plot twist, but I'm not shocked or surprised by it at all. So I am now on page 289. Basically, what has happened so far is Alex got his revenge, but in order to do that and also keep Ava safe, he had to break her heart. So there was a third act breakup, but that's all I'll say on it. It's been about 2 months now since the breakup. I have no idea if they're getting back together. Considering it's a romance book, I assume they are, because it's not romance if there's not a happily ever after, at least in my opinion. But in terms of the actual plot twist revenge arc, it's not at all what I thought it would be. It was so dramatic, and not necessarily in a bad way. It was just insane. I thought it was just gonna be him like ruining someone's business or something. I don't know. It was a lot. Honestly, if Ava gets back with him, questionable, but to each their own, I guess. But yeah, I'm almost done and I'm very excited to finish this. God, we're going to get an airport scene, aren't we? So, it's finished. I ended up really enjoying it. They did get back together in the end, which is not surprising, but again, a little questionable on her part considering what he's done. But, you know, we love a morally gray love interest. One of the things that I really did enjoy about this book was the fact that it was the first billionaire romance that I actually enjoyed and took seriously. Usually whenever I've tried reading mafia romance or billionaire romance or anything like that, I can't take it seriously. To me, it always feels very Wattpad, which there's nothing wrong with. But I've read way too much Wattpad in my lifetime to still want to read and experience that type of reading experience. So I really enjoyed the fact that it was a trope that I couldn't take seriously before, and now I can. I definitely will be continuing the series. I just won't be reading it immediately. I'm picking up the fine print next. I currently have a Kindle Unlimited 2-month trial, which will be up soon. So I'm trying to squeeze in as much Kindle Unlimited books as I can because I don't know if I'm going to let it renew or not. I'm still up in the air about that, so that's why I haven't decided my TBR for the next month or so. But I will definitely pick up the remaining 3 books. I will definitely make a reading vlog for all of them, whether they're separate or together, I don't know, but I will be doing that. And I really enjoyed the series. Let me know if you guys have read it, if you guys liked it, what you thought, if you agree with my thoughts and opinions on it. Thank you. Bye.